Hello and welcome to Destination Recreation, the show that takes you behind the scenes of the many exciting recreation programs in the city of Novi. I am Greg Morris, Recreation Supervisor for the City of Novi Parks, Recreation and Cultural Services. Today I am located at First Park, a place that has many exciting art pieces that you should check out with you and your family. Also today, we're going to take you behind the scenes of 4 exciting programs. We're going to start with martial arts. Take a trip on over to David Barr Tennis, go behind the scenes of a David Barr lecture, and we'll finish up with one of our biggest special events, the flashlight egg hunt. Our hope is that by the end of the show, you are engaged, energized, and are ready to recreate in your community. I will see you at the end of your ride and enjoy your destination to recreation.
I've been doing martial arts for 37 years. So we started here in Novi about 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago. We had 4 students, non-English speaking, 5 years old. Even now, like this class that you're at, it's going to averages around 75 to 80 people. And every student in the class, every single class, will get personal attention.
I started when I was around 6, and I started back at Parkview Elementary. That's where they used to hold classes a long time ago. And I've just loved it ever since. I've trained really hard. I'm in high school now, so it's like a really nice sort of stress reliever. It's great, it's fun, and I just love it.
When I first started here, there were many other faces here, and they accepted me and they made me feel like I was welcome, especially my sensei, Miss Chris and Mr. Z. The teaching style that they just taught with, it really got me hooked onto the art.
Karate is 50-50 hands and feet, and it's very close in. Most of the kicks in karate are below the waist. So knees, ankles, groin. That's what you're kicking. And then, of course, the hand techniques for the upper body. And it's very close. I'd like to get like 3 inches from you. That's how close I want to be.
Today at class, there's going to be lots of different things going on. You're going to have like the private students, which are the upper level students. They're going to be kind of going off separately with me. I'm going to be teaching them along with two other student instructors. And we're just going to be going through katas, which are like moves put together, and basically anything they want to, because they've reached a level where they can kind of decide what they need to work on and stuff like that.
What I like about the martial arts, I like about karate is, you know, they talk about karate will teach you discipline, it'll build confidence. That's not all true. It's true if the program is run properly, but if the instructor doesn't understand how to teach, and he doesn't understand how to treat people, he can destroy somebody as much as he can bring them up.
Teaching has been one of my favorite things this whole time. Like, I've been teaching for quite a few years now, actually, and I'm certified and everything. And it's so much fun. Like, it's built up my confidence. It's made me like know the style more and everything. It made me learn better. Just because, you know, I mean, there's the cliche saying, you know, if you teach, it helps you know really well and everything. And I love it. It's like the best experience ever.
I plan on going as far as the last rank there possibly is, and I plan on still continuing on after that, which is the 10th degree Grandmaster. And I plan on going on until there. I plan on starting my own karate school where I can teach, and I plan on keeping the dream of Ishinryu. I plan on making it continue.
Join, definitely. It's like, even if, like, you should not be scared. If someone's scared about getting hurt and everything, this is such a family-friendly and kid-friendly and everybody-friendly environment that we welcome everybody, and we make it so that you're comfortable.
Here at FSDC, we welcome all students here. Not one student is a bad student. We strive to make all of the students that come here, we strive to make them successful and let them have a great time.
Oh, nice, nice. That's it. Get your body now. Get your body. Good. Come on in. Get your body. Nice. Now go.
We've had a tennis program in the community for many, many years through both the Novi Parks and Recreation and Novi Community Ed. One of our goals is to try to get as many players that we can to come out and learn and enjoy the sport of tennis. I've been teaching tennis for over 30 years. I live in the community, played tennis in college. It's been a wonderful sport, and I really enjoy giving something back. Our priorities are to build some confidence with themselves and like the kids to laugh. So, you know, what we like to do is we like to teach the fundamentals in a safe, fun environment. And we know everybody's skill level is going to be different, but we want to see them try, and when they walk out of class, maybe they can teach their mom and dad how to hit a forehand or how to hit a backhand.
Tennis appealed to Cameron in particular. He really likes individual sports, and he has always seemed to like kind of challenging himself, and tennis seemed like a great way to do that. And all of the sports that they offer through Novi Parks and Recs have been a great way for us to get to know the community and to get to know other families and kids.
You know, at this age, having a tennis ball just coming out of the air at them, I mean, it's kind of scary. So what I try to do is I try to make them, you know, feel confident and feel comfortable about trying to what we call track a tennis ball. So when they see that tennis ball coming to their left or to their right, they're going to start to learn to move in that direction and try to catch a tennis ball. Just that basic. And that eventually leads to helping them with their good footwork, and then naturally trying to hit the tennis ball with a racket. And I really try to encourage having the parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, you know, just to come out and watch, be a part of it, and make sure they see what's going on, and who knows, it might lead to some future tennis players.
She picked 8.
He makes the class a lot of fun and challenges the kids, but keeps it entertaining.
Lucky number 8 is the 8.
It's the laughter, it's a smile on the kids' faces. I really like to try to keep it nice and light and fun, to make sure that when they leave, that they not only feel good about themselves, but they had a good time. Maybe they might even meet some new friends. There's a couple really big benefits from tennis. Number one is just flat out the exercise of running back and forth, stopping and starting, trying different movements, because it does take different balances and things to play the game. And the other benefit is to be involved in an individual sport, yet when you're in a group setting, you're with your peers. So you have a chance for a little bit of social interaction. Whether it's through community ed, or Parks and Recreation, or a local tennis club, try it. Just give it a try. Sign up for a lesson, come on out, see if you like it, and if you do, you might find something that you can enjoy for the rest of your life.
Irina, I-R-I-N-A. Irina Radishkanaya was a poet, and she was jailed by the Soviets for her poetry, which was rebellious and a dissident. And she was put into a jail and forbidden to write her poetry. I mean, this to me is the height of madness, is when you ask an artist not to create anything. How do you remain a free person? You can't even write. So she took a bar of soap in prison with a matchstick. She'd write down her poems. And if the guard had come around, she'd wash it off. And the guard would leave, she'd write down her poem again until she had them memorized. And so she was in a prison, but she wasn't. You can't put me in a space smaller than that which I've always occupied, my own body. I am a free man. I will always be a free man. So I puzzled over this for a long time. How could I convey that in a piece of sculpture? So I wanted to express something about that bar of soap, and that it's in a cage, and yet at the same time I designed the cage that it's free, it actually can leave. And it's in Russian letters on the top. It says voice, which is the title of one of her poems, which is, she refers to voice as the voice you hear in your head of your conscience. So that's what art means to me. That's how what I think represents what an artist is. Somebody who won't be broken, who is free, who will find a way to be free, which doesn't mean that it's easy, which doesn't mean that you live in Soho and are in cool clothes and hanging out with all the cool people and the millionaires who collect art and go into parties every night. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't, it's nothing to do with, to me, it has nothing to do with the condition of being free and being an artist. I'm 73, so you meet me at 73, living in this contemporary house, nice house and nice furniture and everything else. And that's sort of, gee, it's just the life of an artist. But you didn't meet me at 30 when I was sleeping on the floor in my studio in Detroit, you know. I thought this through when I was probably 20-something. I thought, I will do any kind of honorable work. And I think there's lots of honorable work to do. I don't think there's work that's beneath you to do it. I did do all kinds of carpentry and other kinds of manual labor things, a big part of my life. With whatever time I have left, I will do my artwork. Somebody asked me to try teaching some art classes, university classes. It had never even occurred to me to do it, and I liked it. My studio had always been in Detroit, rented in some hovel someplace. As a sculptor, I wanted to do large pieces. You can't do it very well in a place that, you know, in a cityscape. Where do you store it? How do you build it? How do you move it? A suburb, everyone complains. Why are you putting that thing up in your backyard? So, country. So I built a house with a studio in it. And I love to be outdoors, and I love the neutrality of it. It was a place without definition, so I could define it myself. I'm addicted to creating. I'm somebody who finds great excitement in creative work. This is a piece called Transcending that I did in downtown Detroit on Hart Plaza. This commemorates the Michigan labor unions. Chrysler asked me what would I do for a monumental piece of sculpture. And it's a segment of a giant gear bursting through the earth. It's called Polaris Ring. The building behind it is the State of Michigan Library. And I lined up the major stone in the inside to the North Star, because the North Star is what everyone, Native American and European, used to navigate in Michigan. This Four Corners project, I'm putting down the outer corners of a tetrahedron inside of the world, and that you don't have to go visit it. You don't have to see it.
And that can be owned by everybody, therefore owned by nobody.
So I've been out here, and something came up in the city, and a couple different people from the city stopped. They probably drove by and saw some stuff out here. David Landry, the former mayor, is one of them, and I showed him some catalogs and some other things, and he said, we didn't even know, such a person lived here. So he said, we'd like to do more. How can we do more of this? I could see that they had a different vision than I thought the leaders had for this town. And it's a vision that I share. So the more we talked, the more it became a possibility of something. What I started to say with my sweet wife here and other things we were doing, we're going to say, what's going to happen when we die? Which we don't think is going to be that far away. Many artists burn their lifetime work. They don't know what to do. If you give it away to people who don't appreciate it, it's even worse than destroying it. And we started talking about how could this house be used? Well, the city could use it for conferences and for special meetings. I see it very much as what I'd love is artist residencies, that people can come in from other countries, could live here for 6 months, a musician, a theater person, a poet, I don't care. Doesn't have to be a sculptor. They're very enthused about this. Now, not every community would be. I said to them, I want to encourage them to have more cultural things. I want to be supportive of that right from the start. I said, I'll do a series of lectures if that helps. So I wanted to talk about prehistoric art. I wanted to talk about different ways of seeing 20th century art. Show some of mine, some of other kinds of things. At least an introduction to different ways of seeing things, and hope that other artists can do the same thing. Other people are invited in. Everything I make, everything, can be remade. If that piece became something that 8 people wanted, theoretically 8 people could have it. It's taking it away from an aristocratic object where there's only one and only one person can own it. And that to me is central from the moment I started conceiving of something. Why is it that a forgery becomes empty? The value is in the concept. In my class, sometimes I would pass around the light bulb. Say, what do you think of this? Well, nothing. It's a light bulb. It's really pretty boring. It's nothing at all. Now, I said, what if that was Edison's first light bulb? Woo, man, this is like, whoa. So its value is in its history, not in the light bulb. Well, I'm trying to say things can be in the light bulb, in the concept. There's pieces that are committed to Novi, and I think there's going to be a couple more that aren't here. I do think those should probably be covered. It would be good to have that probably filmed and talked about. Equikenosis. The columns at kenosis were flared at the top going down. And I took that column that was this way and reversed it going that way. And I put a sort of lens on the top of that would focus the light coming through. So when the light would come through at exactly the angle of the equinox, I had a piece on the ground that would register that. Isaiah. I love basketball, I love playing it. What I was interested in depicting something about it was not illustrating Isaiah Thomas, but illustrating his magic, which is what he did with the ball source. What you're seeing sort of looks like an egg, except it's out of granite, and it's hovering over water as a symbol of life and source and creativity. Well, Galileo is somebody I find fascinating. For a man who apparently only looked at the moon 8 times, reached astounding conceptions of what was going on. And what I did was take a sort of a sphere of the moon, I flattened it out, which is, after all, the way we actually sense the moon. The classic symbol of an empire for thousands of years now has been the obelisk. You see how the inevitable doom of it all, the price of maintaining an empire, which is vast. We have to think about it. We have to think about what empire means. All these things change. Sun swirl. I love the characteristic of tangents that you are using. Straight elements and defining curved space. It's facing east, so when the morning sun comes up, and it's kind of waiting for it. You know, it's sort of an echo of a rising sun. Koan is kind of a meditative sort of puzzle. It doesn't have a correct answer. It has a response. So Koan, what it represents to me, is a spiritual quest. I'd love to see it 20 or 25 feet high and on the edge of one of the Great Lakes. The arts to me are a way of getting your bearings back. If I've gone through something very hard, a great painting, a great poem will lift me up. As time goes on, I believe more and more in community and doing things right where you live and facing problems that are right here and getting the energy that's right here. The arts can play a role in all of that. And that's my message that I want to work on in these years.
Well, welcome to the annual 2013 Flashlight Egg Hunt. So basically how the egg hunt works is, obviously kids go out and they hunt for eggs. In those eggs are golden tickets. The golden tickets turn into these special prizes that we had a prize booth over there. Had anything from a big, massive 2-foot chocolate bunny to different gift baskets to Angry Bird toys. I mean, you name it, we had it over there. We had popcorn and snow cone machines. We had hot chocolate, coffee from Bigby, actually. We partnered with Bigby. Paradise Park, if you noticed as well, Minchie the frozen yogurt mascot and the bunny were great friends. One other group that came tonight was Macaroni Kid. Macaroni Kid is out of Novi. They're a parents newsletter, like an online newsletter. You sign up for it and you can learn about different activities going on throughout the city and around the area. Two of the things they did a craft for the kids. Basically, they made like tissue flowers. And the girls and the guys both enjoyed doing that. And then they really added a special treat to it where they had like a funny camera like where you can take pictures, like just a funny booth for people to dress up, funny glasses, funny hats, bunny ears, like just everything you can imagine that you want to take your picture with. They had that set up, and it was just an aspect that really added a lot to the event. So the last thing that we set up was a picture station with the bunny. And so we had this entire scene that we created. Basically, it was kind of like the bunny in front of the barn, and it was an opportunity, especially for little ones, to take a picture with the bunny. One of the things with a mascot sometimes, it's kind of intimidating. The bunny's tall. Imagine me, then with a big head, and I would be 8 foot tall in that thing. So it's intimidating to kids sometimes. So we set up a smaller picture station where the bunny was sitting down and getting down to the level of the smaller children. So it was another aspect that we added this year, and it went really well. We're wrapping up here a little bit. The bunny visiting with kids, taking pictures. We've run an egg hunt event for many years. This is the second year for me running the flashlight egg hunt. And this year we actually had over 200 kids participate. We just had a great time tonight. It's very festive. It's supposed to be that beginning of spring, and even though it was only 38 degrees outside, you know, we made it work, and it was just a great time for everybody. If you'd like more information on the different programs we run at the City of Novi, visit cityofnovi.org or call 248-347-0400. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next year. Thank you for watching Destination Recreation. What you just saw is only a sample of the programs offered by the City of Novi Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Services. Coming up very soon, check out the Memorial Day Parade, the River Day Cleanup, the sizzling Summer Art Series, the brand new Adult Soccer League, and don't forget to sign up for your summer camp. As always, if you want more information, visit cityofnovi.org or call 248-347-0400. For Destination Recreation, I'm Greg Morris. We'll see you next time.